so we got one more video for today. It's gonna be the top 10 radical WWE wrestler evolutions. This was a recommendation, so we're gonna go ahead and check this out. Again, wrestling fan right here, so anything wrestling, I'm gonna be more than happy to check out anytime. So yeah, so thank you so much for recommending this, and we're gonna check this out. I don't think I've seen this video yet, so it's gonna be interesting to see what they choose. Let's check it out.
For better or worse, these lads looked in the mirror and thought it was time for a change. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 radical
Cody has
WWE
made
wrestler
so many
evolutions.
changes though.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. This list is going to take a look at some of the wrestlers in WWE history that had a major change in gimmick along the way. Some may have gone full circle at some point, but these evolutions shocked us nonetheless.
Batista,
Number 10,
yeah.
JBL.
Man,
When you hear
that's
those
true.
three letters, you probably think of the notorious businessman who made the locker room a living hell for some of his peers. But it's quite easy to forget that he spent most of his Attitude Era days alongside Farouk as the Acolytes, a couple of gothic gits, before becoming the Acolyte Protection Agency with the best ever shirts like the one that said "always pounding ass." Double entendre much? Though you might have enjoyed the APA run more, his character shift brought him huge success, including a rather lengthy world title reign. Number 9, The Godfather. If you're a big-time
Yeah,
pimp,
The Godfather.
you've
Man,
gotta
I did
know
it for
how to
so
cater
long
to
I did not
people
know
from
that The
all
Godfather
walks
was
of
Papa
life.
Shango.
And man, does this guy know some weird lifestyles. Starting the company as a dark and deadly voodoo practitioner, Papa Shango, possession, spells and hexes were his forte, but not for long. A less characteristic run in the $1 Million Corporation, and then the Nation of Domination followed, until he landed his most comfortable role with his beloved hose. Less said about that right to censor shtick, the better. Number 8, Stone Cold Steve Austin. There's no character that epitomized the
All-time
Attitude
fave.
Era more than the Rattlesnake, but it took some time to get there. In his early days, he aligned himself with the $1 Million Man, working under the persona, the Ringmaster. But it just wasn't clicking, so he revived the character he was working on in Extreme Championship Wrestling, shaved his head, grew some facial hair, and the rest is history. Amazing how much tougher you seem when you're bald, eh? Number 7, Triple H. The cerebral assassin, the king of kings, the game.
Triple H is a good example too.
But the whole intense, sweaty guy persona seems to stick to him throughout. Surprisingly though, before he rolled with this, he was known as the Connecticut Blue Blood, a posh fella with a really bad fake British accent. It was a gradual change, but by the time he aligned himself with D-Generation X, who were pretty much the antithesis of his former gimmick, he dropped the Blue Blood thing altogether. Funny how they never brought it up though. Number 6, Batista. While the transition from a Dudley boy to
Batista
a
was
Reverend
a
was
dork.
pretty wacky, we're looking at Devon's
Look at that dude,
sidekick,
man.
a bloke known as Deacon Batista. Yep, during his early days, the animal would assist the villainous holy man and walk through the crowd collecting donations. Alas, the dastardly Dudley would eventually get on the bad side of this beast, and the two clashed, leading Batista to go solo before landing a gig with Evolution. From there, it was up, and now he's a guardian of the bleeding galaxy. Fancy that. Number 5, Dolph Ziggler. 2 words, male cheerleader. Need we say more? Methinks not. Number 4, The Rock. He's arguably the biggest character in pro wrestling history, but before that, he was Ico Rocky Maivia. Yes, wholesome as could be, the fresh-faced boy took on the names of both his father and grandfather, and the fans weren't too interested in him. Then came his first major change, joining the militant faction, the Nation of Domination, where he adopted the Rock moniker and began referring to himself in the third person. It wasn't long before he became the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. Number 3, Cody Rhodes.
There you go, like I said,
when
Cody.
this guy started, he was pretty much Dusty Rhodes' son in the form of a creator-wrestler template. He was promising, but even when he aligned himself with Randy Orton, he really wasn't up to much. It was time for a change, so why not try the tried and tested gimmick of a guy who thinks he's well handsome? It wasn't a bad change, but something was still lacking until he flipped the switch into the insane.
My favorite was when he was
Cody.
that.
As great as the gimmick was, it wasn't the type that could last forever, and so he took a couple of steps back until Stardust. Yeah. Thankfully now he's back to his old ways in companies like ROH and NJPW as the American Nightmare. Whew. Number 2, Mick Foley. When you think
Jesus, man, Mick Foley, man.
You think of this fella. Whether he was the grooviest of hippies, Dude Love, the bloodthirsty hardcore westerner, Cactus Jack, or the unstable masked freak, Mankind, Mick Foley breathed life into each of his characters, enough for them to resonate with the audience to this day. But when it was all over, the name Mick Foley holds just as much weight to it as one of the most lovable faces in the history of professional wrestling. Number 1, Kane. You really can't name anyone who's
that's another good example too.
Big Red Machine. Masking and unmasking and masking again on the drop of a dime, Kane's character changes at a breakneck pace, to the point where sometimes it's unclear whether he's a heel or a face. But if you think he's changed radically from the day he
right there, though.
Hell in the
That Kane,
door,
man.
jump way back and you'll meet his first ever persona, Isaac Yankem, an evil dentist. Lovely. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other
man, I agree with these picks.
And subscribe for new videos every
I agree with
day.
this. This is a good list. You know, it's always cool to look back at current wrestlers, or even just when they first started. You know, like Austin is a good example. Kane, obviously. But just Triple H probably the better example, because he came and he was like this proper, no shenanigan type dude, and then look at him now. He's like this cerebral assassin. He's the king of kings. You know, he's just this badass. So it's cool to just look back at you know, some of your favorite wrestlers, or just some wrestlers in general, and then see how they started. It's a good reminder that there's the new stars now, I think, even though they may be in a funk, or you may think like, oh man, this guy's never gonna be champion. You never know. You never know nowadays. Like, not even just nowadays, but you just never know in wrestling in general, because anything can happen. And throughout years, change could happen. So it's a cool list, man. Thank you for this recommendation, guys. And if you guys enjoy my reaction, go ahead, hit the thumbs up button, and let me know down below what are some of your favorite wrestlers, some of your favorite wrestler evolutions, and any other videos I should react to. I'll try to get to in the next video. Thanks.